Welcome to the first No Limits Outdoors cooking video. This one's gonna be a little low budget, but it's one of my favorite recipes. All of the ones we're gonna do I'm gonna focus on easy and healthy. Okay, I think that lots of times wild game is used poorly in that people want to deep fry it and smother it in mushroom soup and do all these things that you got this base product that's awesome, super healthy, super lean, great protein, and then you kind of mix it up with some not too healthy stuff. So, not saying every recipe is going to be super healthy, but this is one of my favorite, and they're also not only on the healthy side, but I'm gonna try and make them. These are all what I would call bachelor-friendly recipes. Okay, not that you can't feed a family with them, but they're all going to be very easy. You know, we're not going to be using any super exotic ingredients. Everything's going to be anything you can get at a local grocery store, small grocery store. You don't need to go to Whole Foods or any exotic places to get this stuff. So today's is venison stir fry. This is one I make all the time. I mean, I eat this thing almost every week. It's great because it's fast, it's easy, it's great out of the microwave, you know, for leftovers. Because I like to, the way I cook is, I cook big batches of stuff and then eat the same thing all the time. But it's great, it's good, and it's simple. So, a lot of basic ingredients. I use venison chops for this, so I use the better cuts of meat. Mainly because, you know, I save the steak and stuff like that for some of the crock pot stuff, so you'll see that in later videos. But this one I always try and use chops, or you know, or even if you got back straps or tenderloin or whatever, I use those. And then, so we got 4 ingredients. It's easy as can be. The meat, stir fry. Lots of times I'll kind of mix a couple of them. I've got a pepper heavy one here and then a broccoli heavy one, but really anything you want, any mixed vegetable, you know, it doesn't need to be a stir fry specific. It could be, you know, if you like corn and peas, just corn and peas, but I use them frozen, again, straight out of the freezer, and simple. So then olive oil. Now, I know I'm cooking a wok, I'm cooking at somewhat high temperatures, so I know that technically you're not supposed to get olive oil that hot, but I do. I don't worry about it. I mean, I figure the carcinogens I'm creating, you know, maybe they'll make you tougher. But if you are concerned about high heat and oil, I mean, maybe you want to use like a peanut oil or something. I mean, ideally, healthy-wise, I'd go with coconut oil. This particular recipe, I don't like the coconutty taste it adds. And then pepper, and you're done. So 4 things, and rice, sorry. So you also got instant rice. If you want to get more creative with your rice, you can. I have gone back and forth between brown and white rice. I can never really seem to figure out what the partisan line is, which is better. My family kind of prefers white rice, so I just go with that. Again, I cook it in the microwave. If you want to do it in a rice cooker, it is better, but I don't really care. I just cook it in the microwave, you dump it all together, and you're done. So here's the prep. Now I'll show you some of it, but I'm just going to explain it to you. I'm gonna put that wok on the high heat. Gonna dump oil in there. I'm gonna pour a bunch of pepper in there because I like the peppery taste. I'm gonna let that go warm up until the oil is smoking just barely. Again, I'm not trying to get it too hot and burn it. Then I'm gonna throw the meat in there. I do it caveman style. I throw all the pieces in big. If I look at it and they look too big, I just cut it in the wok. I don't really care. So chop it all up in the wok. I then brown that meat. I get it brown, and until the blood isn't really coming out of the meat, then I remove the meat, throw it on a plate, and then put another plate on top, and let it sit there and rest. Then I you've got kind of a little bit of gravy and stuff in the oil. I throw the frozen vegetables in there, cook those. I mean, you're not really cooking them, you're just taking the frost out of them. Cook them until they're defrosted. Then once they look, you know, the ice crystals are gone and you can tell they're starting to warm up, I then take that meat, throw it back in there, and then stir it all up and warm it up the rest of the way. Because at this point, the meat's done. I eat it kind of medium rare. You could cook it more if you want, but I'm gonna mix all that up. Gonna warm it up. Again, call me a caveman. I mean, I feel it. I put my hand in the wok. As soon as the vegetables are warm, I know the meat's warm. I then take the rice out of the microwave, dump it all together, and you're done. Now, I'm running this video solo. Next time, we'll get a little more footage of actually doing it, but it's as simple as can be. I'm going to stop the video now and come back with the finished product and show you what it looks like. Okay, so my oil is smoking. I'm going to add my meat and step back. Hoping the smoke detector doesn't go off. So again, when it comes to speed, I've got the rice in the microwave cooking. I've got the meat browning, just waiting to the point where I'm going to keep stirring up in the oil, waiting to get it to the point where it is brown on all sides. That's all I want. So once it's there, I'll show you, but I'm going to put it in that 2-plate deal to let that rest and then add the vegetables. Okay, so here's kind of the trick or the tip that I use to not overcook the venison, because if you leave it in there with the vegetables, especially since they're frozen, you're going to sit there and cook and cook and cook, and the venison will get too overdone. So I've got it browned. Again, it's just basically at the point where you don't see any blood coming out of the meat. Then I take a couple ceramic plates, and then I just dump the meat in there. Put another one on top, which then allows it to rest or continue to cook without adding more heat and not overcooking it. So slide that off. Got my wok off the heat. Be careful of that, because there's going to be a lot of water and ice crystals in these frozen vegetables. So if it's too hot, it might splash back at you. Add my frozen vegetables. Drop a few on the floor. Put it back on the heat. Now I'm just going to warm these up. As I mentioned in the beginning, I'm just going to get them warm, not warm. I'm going to defrost them. I'm just going to get rid of all the ice crystals, get it to where I can tell they're starting to warm up, and then I'm going to re-add the meat. Okay, to wrap up, we're going to go straight point of view style here. So we're now 12 minutes in. Which really the only reason it takes 12 minutes is because the rice takes that long to cook in the microwave. I do 4 servings of rice, or 8 servings, which is 12 minutes in the microwave. That, I could probably cook the meat and the vegetables faster, but I just take that long because I'm waiting for the rice to get done. So now we're done. We've mixed our vegetables together, we've warmed them up, got our soy sauce ready to throw on there. You now have, in 12 minutes, a meal to feed family of 4, family of 5, plus some leftovers with great vegetables, a solid carb and some white rice, and killer protein and some venison. So, piece of cake, done in no time, and it's a great meal, and it's just something different than the standard venison stuff that I've ever seen done. So what I like to do is make this meal several times a week. Again, like I've said, it's great out of the microwave, super good for you. You eat it, you feel great, and it's unreal how easy it is, and cheap. Now I've got cleanup. The beauty is all I gotta do is clean the wok and the plates. And what I normally do, again, ghetto style, that bowl that the rice is in. Once you get done eating, I take all the rest of the meat and vegetables, throw it in there, you stick that in the fridge. All you had to clean was the wok and your utensils, and you're done. So thanks for watching, and I hope you try this out.